Today I'm going to tell you about my Moultrie Pro feeder that I picked up last year at the end of hunting season, January time frame. My local Cabela's had a bunch of these tripod feeders. They put them all on clearance, all sitting outside. And so I picked up this one and I picked up a Wild Game Innovations. When this one I got set up, put it right behind my house just so we could see the deer through the year. This actually has a solar port to put a solar panel on. I haven't done that. In fact, I haven't needed to because I put this thing up in January last year. It's now September and I just replaced the battery about 3 days ago, the 6-volt. So I didn't even use a rechargeable one. I used one of those cheap, 2-pack of Ever-Ready for like $5 at Walmart, put one of those in, and it's lasted from January until just 2 or 3 days ago, and it's September. So that thing lasted a long time without the expense of the solar panel and the other stuff. But basically, this is what it comes with. It's got some extension legs to make it longer. You really don't need that, to be honest with you. And I did buy the cage after the fact to put that on. We got a ton of squirrels that come in here, raccoons and stuff, and I just don't need them tearing it up because they will end up tearing up your feeder. They'll eat through, I see them eat through the plastic and everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this cage off and I'll show you how you program this thing and why I like this one a lot. It's just, it's a digital one. It's very easy to set up. The two that I bought were both digital. This one is leaps and bounds, much more intuitive and easier to set up and program than the Wild Game Innovations that I've got. But it's a lot easier than the analog one too, because those had timer plates and you had these little push pins and they're always kind of flimsy, but they work. But I really like this one. So I'm going to take this cage off real quick and then we'll zoom in and I'll show you what it's all about. Alright, so this is what it comes with. You can see the dust from all the corn that's in there, but basically there's just a threaded knob down here on the bottom. Pull that out. Here's your solar port right here if you use it, but I don't use that. So just unthread the knob, pull the cage off. 6-volt battery connections on here, and at my age now I need to wear these magnifying glasses to see what I'm doing. But this feeder, you can program in it how much feed you have in it, and based on how much feed you have in it and your settings, it'll estimate how much time you have left. But pretty much what I do is I pretty much just come to the feeder, and here's another reason why I don't put all the legs on it. It makes it a lot easier to fill up without all the legs on there, and I can just look on top and see how I'm doing, and I got a good estimate from there, because otherwise I got to take the whole cage off every time I do this, and so that's kind of a pain. So, but anyway, so if you want to set this thing, just hit the set button. If I want to change the time, I can go up or down, and basically if you hold it, it'll take off and it'll really speed through. So let me set it to 7-11 right now, so let me take it down. But that's really all you do to get this thing set. I'll leave it at 12. Hit set to go to the next thing. It's telling you my feed remaining is 135 pounds, and so if you put 200 pounds of corn in, you can set that. And so I'm just going to leave that set right now. So now it's telling you the set timer. This is number 1. I think there's 6 timers on here I can have. It's set for 7:15. If I want to change it, I just go up, down, whatever time I want. If I hold it, it'll go fast through there. And then I hit set. Now that's my first timer. Now how long will it spin? So I've got this one set for 8 seconds. Again, I can adjust this. I got a lot of corn on the ground. I'm going to adjust it down to 5 seconds. And I'll hit set. It takes me to timer number 2. So I've got it going off at, what, 7:15 I think it was in the morning. I've got it going off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's set to timer number 2. Just hit set. How long? I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to 5 seconds as well. Hit set. Timer number 3. I was doing some testing when I put the new battery in the other day. And so I want to clear this timer. I don't want it to go off at 6:16 also. And it's set for 5 seconds. So to clear it, I'm just going to set down to 0 seconds. Okay? And actually I hit set again. I got timer number 4. I don't have it set. 0 seconds. Number 5, 0 seconds. Number 6, 0 seconds. There's 6 total times you can set this to spin, and it's telling me that I've got 55 days remaining with my 135 pounds of corn based on my settings. So I don't know how accurate that is. It seems to do a pretty good job though. But like I said, I don't really use it for that. I just look in the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on here, and then I'll tell you a few more things about it. Now, see here, this thing will spin it out, but it'll shoot it out a good distance here. Let me get this cage back on, and I'll tell you a few more things about it. All right. So as you can see here, it's not real tall. Like I said, you don't need the long legs. To open this thing up, there's some slots in there. Lid pops right off. Corn's about this full right now, so I can just come over here and eyeball this thing without having to undo all to see how much is left. And really, you don't need a whole lot. I mean, I think you set the timer to 20 or 30 second spin time, and that would just spin gobs and gobs of corn out. So this is a result of you know, the 3 o'clock thing, and I got home from work probably about 6, and basically, you know, the deer haven't been out here yet. They'll probably show up in another half hour, or they might be coming now. That's usually when they come out. I've had a bachelor group of bucks come in here feeding regularly, and just as a tip for you, I have set these feeders up right in the beginning of hunting season before, and really, those situations you typically don't get bucks coming into your feeders. It takes the bucks a little bit more time to get used to the feeders. Now, we get into the December time frame, it's colder, you know, most of the browse is eaten up, the acorns by that time, they're not many remaining or they're rotted what's there, and deer will just flock to corn if you're in a state that allows feeding. And so come December, I might sit on a feeder and just see what the deer come in and see if there's a buck that happens to show up. But you'll just see tons of does come into this thing come December time in daylight hours. So your deer cams will set up and you'll see, you know, you might get a buck coming at night, but generally you don't get big ones coming up here if you set it up right in the beginning of the season. Now, having said that, I had an old timer tell me that the way to have bucks really come into feeders with big bucks is they really have to, you've got to have that feeder going year round, and the bucks have to be on feeders from the time they're young all the way up and be used to them to come on here. And so I will show you, in fact, over here is an old deer camera I've got set up, and I'm going to pull the card from that camera and we'll take a look at it because I know I had a little bachelor group in here last night, and I'll just put a couple clips on. It's not going to be great video quality from that camera. It's an old one, 12 megapixel kind of thing, and it's just the video's only like 720 by something. It's real small, real grainy. But I'll show you the deer coming out here. But overall, I think this is a great feeder. Very happy with it. Easy to set up. Battery life is really good on it. And so if I get another one, this is the one I'll get. Just very easy to put together and use. So I'm going to grab this camera card over here. And I know there's some bucks on here that were here yesterday evening. And so I'm going to take a look at what we got, put that in this video. Come to this, and by the way, you can probably tell from the background, this is my backyard. So got an above ground pool there, my house, driveway's up there. These bucks start coming in year round, and basically they kind of get used to things. So, and you know what, just so you know, I'm not hunting from a backyard. That's not the way I like to hunt. So I like to bow hunt, and so I'm going to be out in the woods tomorrow morning hopefully. I have my camera on my bow. We'll see what happens. I've got a spot picked out over there for the morning, but today's first day of archery season in South Carolina in my area of the woods. So had to work today, but I'm gonna be out in the morning and see what we can do. So anyway, just wanted to go over that Moultrie feeder with you. I know they're on sale right now, like Cabela's, but you can get them off Amazon everywhere else. But if you're looking for a feeder, that's a great option. Economical on the corn and everything else, and long battery life. So guys, hope you enjoyed it.